volleyball mode. Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, we probably hoped that our two exhibition games would have been put us in a position where maybe we had to do execute at a little bit higher level than in terms of game pressure than we were allowed to do or forced to do. But still, there are plenty of things that are highlighted when you play against outside competition. I think that was helpful, and it's obviously helpful to put on a uniform and get nerves out, whether you're an older player or especially a younger player. But even older players need to kind of feel the butterflies of a game versus a practice. So I think that was good, and to get two different teams was good. So, but we've got a big jump up in competition with South Dakota State, and especially playing them on the road. Really tough place to play, and a veteran team coming at us, a team that won, played a lot of games last year. I looked at it, I think they played 38 or 39 games, which is crazy, but won all 6 games in the NIT, and they'll be a confident group and a well-coached, disciplined team, and they're always tough-minded. So it'll be a week of practice that really hopefully gives us our best chance to go up there and compete, and then to flip it around right after that and have to go back up to the state of South Dakota on kind of short prep in kind of an awkward back up there. That'll be a challenge too. So I didn't do the best job of scheduling in November with the one home game. So but that's on me, and we've got to deal with it and have a good week of practice. Get ready.
As a coach, do you like having a tough test right out of the gate as opposed to a game that you'd probably just cakewalk and it'd be just a win?
I don't mind playing a really good team early, especially on the road. I think I think sometimes honestly, I think it's better to sometimes play a really good team on the road, because I think your team can be just a little bit more loose and not maybe feel the pressure of a home game against a really good team. And that's just maybe from past experience. But this team can handle it. I mean, there's been teams that in the past you wouldn't necessarily want to have that tough of an opener, but this team should be able to be competitive regardless of whether we're a little tight or not.
At the same point in time, as a coach and as a staff, did you feel better after a double overtime win over Concordia, or after two just absolutely, lopsided exhibitions like you had this time?
Well, I feel like this team is a pretty. I think we have a higher basement than a lot of teams that we've had, and we should have a higher ceiling. So I think the basement is definitely higher. There were some great things about that Concordia game, but I mean, there were certainly some things I was concerned about. But I remember that year we also went to Iowa after that and scrimmaged, and so there were some different feelings after that game. But yeah, I mean, ideally you wish at least one of those two games would have been more competitive and put us in a situation where we maybe had to grind a little bit longer. But again, there's plenty on tape, and we'll bring in the guys, and there's plenty on the women's side. There's plenty of opportunities to stress your team by bringing in our male practice players, and we'll continue to do that. That hopefully can help us.
Like the intensity that your team played with in those two exhibition games. I mean, not playing it like it would be a real game.
Yeah, I think their build up to the game was great. Like we did not have a coach called formal shoot around on Saturday, and yet they got together as a team and did some shooting on their own Saturday morning. So I think that's good leadership. So I think their mental prep was where it needed to be, and we didn't have great crowds, which I don't expect in October when you're playing exhibition games and it's pre-Halloween. So I think that factors into whether there's an atmosphere or not. There wasn't a lot of atmosphere in either game, which is fine, but I think our team was ready to play in both cases, and so I'm happy with both the preparation, but also the game day intensity.
Don't think you'll have to worry about that for the Nebraska game.
No, I don't think we'll have to worry about that 2 weeks from tomorrow. Yeah, comes up quick. So yeah.
Just given the preseason ranking and now that you're a week away from the season actually starting, is there any kind of different feeling?
As a coach, not really. I feel like we have a good team, but whether we were in the top 25 or not in the top 25, it's not going to. I mean, I know we're going to have to play well early because our non-conference schedule is good, but I believe in the experience level, the talent level, and the kind of the composition and makeup of this team too. I feel like I want us to experience some adversity over the next month, and I'm confident that when we do, we'll respond in an appropriate manner or in a way that pushes us to become a better team. So whether we were ranked or not, that doesn't impact me. But I do think I told him yesterday after practice, like the bar has been raised, and I was pleased with our exhibitions, but there's plenty to work on. I talked about John Cook talking about after they'd won how many in a row by sweeps, and now all of a sudden they get swept by Wisconsin, and he's like, I'd kind of been reminding them that we needed to improve, and the message can kind of get lost when things are going really easy. And I said, it's not that I don't think we played well enough for October in these games, but don't get caught up into thinking that we've hit our ceiling or that our head is scratching the ceiling, because it's not.
Favorite Halloween candy plan?
Well, I heard I'm going to go Twix.
You and Johnny
Johnny went Twix?
Yeah.
Oh, I feel that. That's pretty good. Thanks, you.